Hi, everyone. It's Jennifer from the Jennifer Jones team here. I currently sit number 10 on the Toronto Real Estate Board. I am with EXP Realty Brokerage. I had a wonderful experience at my previous brokerage. I was there for 6 years, and I have been with EXP now 2 years. And people always ask me why I made the change. So I was happy where I was. There was no issue. What I did see, though, was there was no opportunity really for me for ownership. I did approach different people in seniority and at that particular brokerage looking for opportunities to get into the ownership side of things and start a brokerage and help build brokerages. I'm a collaborative person, and I like to share my learning and help other people be successful. And there just weren't those opportunities. Even though I was a top producer for the company, I was actually number 2 in Canada for that particular brokerage. And in the company's top masterminds, there's about 200 of those agents in the world that were able to meet with the founder 4 times a year quarterly to learn from him and share. Still no real opportunities. It was interesting. So once I was shown the EXP model, and I had been watching in this other company how in our Facebook group for these top producers, every week there'd be at least 1, 2, 3 people, big teams that would move. They disappear off the feed. And when I'd look them up and see where they were going, they were all going to EXP. So I started believing this can't be a coincidence. And I like to learn new things and look at different opportunities. So once I looked at the model, I saw why people were going to EXP. I look at it like this. In any other brick and mortar brokerage or other brokerage, even the ones that are not brick and mortar, there are no opportunities for ownership or really being compensated for helping grow that company, that brokerage. You're pouring into it, you're educating, you're doing all these things with no real return. Now, there is the Keller Williams model, where they do have profit share. And the one challenge with profit share is it's based on, you're paid based on the profits of that particular company, like the franchise that you're with. So let's say that an owner was writing off their own team expenses through the business, or using the company money to write off their own costs and expenses for their life. It decreases the profit, which is great from a tax standpoint for them. But on the flip side, they actually don't make you money in terms of that profit share model. So I had a team, I have a big team, and I calculated my value to the brokerage on a monetary level was about $180,000 annually. From a advertising attraction standpoint, I was actually their top recruiter 1 year with 12 people that I brought to this particular company. I think overall, the model just doesn't work there. So looking at EXP and how we're compensated, number one, even in my first year with EXP, from a revenue share model of helping grow this company and being compensated for that, I earned $40,000 in my first year. This year, my second year, will be more, obviously. And I've now done what's called an icon 3 times. So even though I've been with the company 2 years, I've actually iconed 3 times. Icon meaning I'm a top producer, which is achievable for a lot of agents that are, willing to work hard. And the company basically gives you $16,000 in stock, $8,000, which you can take out right away at any time, $3,000, which vests, that means stays in your shareworks account, just accumulating value for the next 3 years. You can't touch it for 3 years, which is kind of great being a realtor with these forced savings plans, right? And I always laugh because as you become a top producer in real estate, your lifestyle increases. And that can even be lifestyle from an investment standpoint. You're investing in more properties, you're pouring more into community service and spending money on other people. So it almost like with a traditional brokerage, it becomes like a success treadmill, right? So you get this fat cat sitting at the top, and then they're reaping the benefits and earning their money off the backs of the hardworking realtors who get onto the success hamster treadmill. So as a successful realtor, your lifestyle gets a lot better, and then you're spending more money, and then you need to make more money in order to continue that lifestyle. And I guess one of the questions, particularly for those of us that are decent producers, what happens if, you get hurt or you get sick? And I went through this experience personally myself. In December, my husband, who had retired a year previously as a fire captain, was actually diagnosed with, quite an aggressive late stage cancer. And we went through, chemo, radiation every day, like months. And I say we because I was there physically with him through that whole process. Basically January, February, March, and April. So what I realized is that, without my team, I would have been in trouble for sure. But having that revenue share that was coming in off agents that I've brought over, and when I say I brought them over, I don't willy-nilly go around looking to attract people. This just is a better business model for realtors. There's way more opportunity here. And, going through that experience of potentially looking at less income, and a more challenging time for sure, due to my husband's health, I saw what could happen. Like, what if you are the primary breadwinner in your situation without a team as a producing agent, and you become sick, which can happen, or have an accident or any of those things? The reality is that with this hamster treadmill of productivity that we're all on, you could potentially get yourself into a lot of financial trouble, and therefore affect those you love, your husband, your wife, your kids, maybe all the extracurriculars they do, or whatever, be it that it is. And I know a lot of realtors as well are supporting, parents, elderly parents, or disabled children, or whatever they have had as their life experience. So I think for me, looking at the model, you have the revenue share part of it. Okay, so that's a bonus that, as I have come to really believe in this model and see what it can do for myself and for all of these people around me and on my team, that for growing the company, I'm actually compensated, which is amazing. And that becomes passive income that I don't have to think about, right? So as an example, you could sell one house. Okay, so let's say you made $18,000 or $20,000 off that house. That's typically, that house you can only sell once. Okay, so maybe it's a repeat referral situation and you're going to make more income off it, and that's great. But that's like a physical activity that you have to be there day to day for. With the attraction side, you could bring on a couple of producing realtors, and you're compensated that same amount, every year. And the truth is that you're not going to sell that same house over and over again. Well, unless, as we've seen, we do this. The longer you stay in the business, for sure, you're going to sell that house over and over. But this is a situation where by just loving and supporting other realtors and helping them become more successful, you benefit, and it's passive income. It's not something where you have to be out there physically every day, marketing and selling. So that's one thing, the revenue share. The second big part, and I think this is super important for this kind of market. So in this market, I think a lot of agents are struggling with, there's we have a Canadian housing shortage for sure. I know they have this challenge as well in the US. You have less building permits being taken out. Okay, so less housing starts, meaning less shovels in the ground. In Canada in 2021, we had 420,000 immigrants. Okay, plus you have new Canadians, meaning children being born, all of this increase in population. So overall, we have lots of buyers and not enough supply. Okay, so even on the Toronto Real Estate Board, which is the biggest board in Canada, you can see, trending 2007 to present, less homes for sale year over year over year. And I was actually pulling the statistics on the top 10 realtors on the board, as we are one of them. And even looking at the top realtor, their team is down in production. And I'm going to say where they would have been about the same time in August last year would have been about 850. And they're sitting around I think it's about 275, 300. So that's a significant, drop. So what you want to look at right now as a realtor is, how do I, make the contact and get that business? And particularly through COVID, it was changing beforehand, but definitely through COVID, we saw a change in the way that people were shopping for homes or shopping for a realtor to do business with. And I was asked a question: where do people go to go look at property? If they're going to go look, they look online, right? And the stats are sitting, you're about like 94 to 96% right now of people that will look online first when they're starting their search. And they'll work with statistically the first or the second realtor who actually makes contact. And we've gone further with that. So we have, we set up an inside sales department 5 years ago. Courtney Carroll, amazing. She's our inside sales manager and heads up that department on the team as a partner. She will tell you, like, this is a large percentage of our business now that we're doing that is coming from that online advertising and side of the business. So how is this different with EXP versus any of these other brokerages? This is what Glenn Sanford, the founder, built this company for. So the cool thing is Glenn's background was, of course, it's been in computers and IT and all of that stuff, and development of software and programs. So he built EXP specifically for online conversion. So finding buyers and sellers online and then converting. He was one of the first realtors actually at Keller Williams to do $50 million in sales, one of his first years of real estate, specifically using online leads. So they have set up an incredible CRM. So, and when I say CRM, some people don't know what that is. That's actually sort of what holds your database and has that communication platform with the client and all your templates and everything else to kind of help you out. So you can literally press a button in the back end of this program and make it rain leads. You could have as many leads as you want to. And then with those leads, you could go into EXP World, sit in any of their 60 to 80 hours of training or whatever it is now, and listen to lots of top agents from all over the world speak about how they're converting. Now, we're running a training ourselves on this Wednesday, which is September 14th from 12 to 2 in Aurora. We're going to do this one in person. And it's focusing on exactly that. So what are the statistics around that? What is the scripting you need to use when you're calling people? And obviously, you know, you're using your warm heart, you're using your like true positive intention of listening to that other person and what is best for the client first. That's how you get to the top, guys. Focus on what's best for the client. So that's the way you approach these calls, but there's some statistics around this. So 120 calls leads to 1 appointment. For every 2 appointments you get, you're going to be able to get 1 converted into some kind of business. So this is more efficient than if you were to go out door knocking, right? And I mean, you want healthy people talk about the benefits of door knocking. Great. You can go and door knock 100 doors if that's what you prefer. That's awesome. You can also walk around with a headset or do what Courtney does and actually get out there walking her dog. She walks her dogs on trails. The dog walks like 6 to 8K a day with her after she does the gym workout, by the way. And she's dialing and she's making these appointments as she goes and then putting it out to the team. So this is like a system that is so easy to set up based on the model of what EXP has already set up for you. Okay, so now you have passive income coming in from your revenue share, okay, from simply showing the model to other agents and helping them succeed. Because the truth is, if you just brought people over and were, you know, bringing people on willy-nilly, you're not going to help them be successful. There has to be like a real intention to help people and the desire from the other side for them to want to do the work, right? Because this is a belly to business, guys, and you got to get out there and just do it every day. So you have the passive income from revenue share. You have the amazing lead generation system, KV Core, and the ability to have that CRM and your website. And it's just so great. It's so great. So you're going to have unlimited leads. And then the other cool thing is, because you are someone that we're reaching out to who has the potential to really be a top performer. And I'm telling you, guys, I am normal. I am average. I am, you know, just your average person. The difference is that I will work hard, right? I understand what hard work is. However, there are tips and tricks that we can teach you and how to get yourself going and have better communication with clients and just help really be real and serve them. And that's how you're going to do better. So ultimately, you have all these systems with EXP, and we're going to help you become what's called an icon agent. So this is really the amazing thing that EXP's done. So they reward production, right? So once you get up to a certain point of production, which you absolutely can, just like me, then EXP will, of the $16,000 in cap that you're going to give them, they are going to give it back to you in the way of stock. So you're going to do your 80-20 split. And then once you've capped out at 16,000, EXP is going to give it back to you into your ShareWorks account. Now, 8,000, you can take it. It's so good. You can go and spend it on whatever you want, or just continue to leave it into the account while the stock increases in value. Or you can, you know, pull it out and spend it and do whatever you want. So the other 8,000 stays vested. So that means that for 3 years, that's where it's going to sit. It's going to sit in your ShareWorks account and increase in value. The stock is traded under the symbol EXPI. It's traded on the NASDAQ. And, you know, most people think, oh, well, whatever, it's traded on the NASDAQ. Right. No. You must be invited to trade on the NASDAQ. Okay, so that's like Shopify, Amazon, Google, you know, all of those amazing companies that are the cutting edge technology for the future. And EXP was one of those companies invited to trade. That means that they are betting on EXP people. When I joined EXP back 2 years ago, it was at, I think there were around 22,000 agents, okay? It is now at 88,000 agents, and we are in 19 countries. This company is an unstoppable train that is going to hit 1 million, absolutely going to hit 1 million agents worldwide. One of the cool things too, that as you come on and you're doing deals, so when you join EXP, they give you stock. When you do your first deal, you get stock. When you bring someone else on, you get stock. When they do their first deal, you get stock. So there's this cumulative effect of stock into your ShareWorks account. And the awesome thing about that is, you know, you can leave it there and look at that as a potential retirement fund for later, or even emergency purposes where, you know, you have to dig in, you've got to get some money from somewhere. Guess what? There it is. What a lifesaver. I had an agent friend of mine who called me up and was so excited because he'd closed a deal on land and he was short about 30,000, just so happened to have, you know, that extra money sitting in that account. So took the 30,000 out. He had it in 2 days in his account and was able to close this lot with no problem whatsoever. Like, just unexpected expenses. It happens. It's life, right? So I think that overall, when you look at sort of what other brokerages are offering, there just is no comparison. And this is the brokerage for someone who wants to become a top producer, or at least become a very productive producer. This is not a company for, you know, someone who sits with a license and really doesn't do anything. So again, if you're ambitious and, you know, you really want to change your life, you have a big why, a big purpose, and, you know, in terms of what it is that you're trying to achieve in your life, EXP is definitely for you. So anyway, I hope that if you have any interest in EXP, you'll reach out to me directly. I'd love to sit down over a Zoom call or get together. You know, it's great going to Florida or Arizona or Texas or Las Vegas. There's so many fun places to go. And if you're an agent there and you want to talk, I'm willing to fly there. You know, it gives me an excuse. So it's so good. Anyway, I really hope that you'll reach out to me. And if you have any further questions, please, always here. Just you can email me at Jen, JENN @jj.team, TEAM, or text me and I can give you a call back, 416-702-1146. Thanks so much, and I hope you're having a great day.